But our top story right now is President Trump's threats of this trade war, which he then quickly backed off of because it has real-world consequences for you, for people in this country, for people in other countries, even though it is also, as we begin the week, a kind of sputtering opening failure of his efforts. The same Americans who were very concerned about prices and inflation back in November, that was a key issue, we were told by voters, could be impacted by what we can only see so far as Donald Trump's sort of shaky or inconsistent tariff threats. And this is the very start of his tenure. This is his January, February priority based on a November victory. He's in office less than a month, and now we can report, as you may have heard, but we're going to get into the details, Trump is blinking today after threatening what could have been this trade war over the weekend. Now, there are many countries that have tried various tariff efforts for many decades. So we actually know a bit about what you see on your screen, how supply chains and products and grocery prices and shipping, how all of this is affected. Many countries have found that, again, I'm going to generalize, but a sudden sort of one-way effort to engineer tariffs don't tend to benefit the country starting that trade war. And as for the inflation that I mentioned, economists and many impacted businesses estimate that ineffective tariffs, sort of just throwing them out there, will increase inflation, and they become essentially a new tax. So today, that's the context for Donald Trump now backing off what was threatened as 25% tariffs, which is a big, steep hike, on the neighboring countries of Canada and Mexico. He is basically blinking. This story matters even if he backs down. He's also claiming that he got some minor adjustments, but not really at the economic tariff level. That's what he says he's getting in return for delaying the thing he threatened that he's not doing. Donald Trump has pulled his own tariffs and his own tariff schedule. He had vowed these to begin as soon as midnight. Now he's delaying them, he says, for 30 days, but that could be longer given what we've just lived through.
Well, it was obviously going to run into a lot of problems. I mean, first thing to say, I'm not a lawyer, but the tariffs look illegal to me. I mean, Trump invoked an emergency economic powers, and we don't have an economic emergency. We have low unemployment and low inflation. Right. What's this about? And it's also supposed to be used for economic ends, and they sort of settled on drugs as the justification, which clearly was bogus, right? And the drugs, fentanyl here is the weapons of mass destruction of the trade war, and it's a fake argument. And then why do it? Trump has always. This is a personal Trump fixation. This is one of these things where there isn't really a strong interest group. There isn't really a meaningful economic argument. The arguments are crazy. This is just something that Trump, you can find tapes of Trump going back to 1988 saying we should have 25% tariffs. Somehow or other, he made up his mind that he was smarter than anybody else on international trade policy, and this was his moment to do it. And he folded almost instantly when Canada and Mexico revealed that they are actually independent countries with a will of their own.
Yeah, you say he folded instantly because of the reaction to the tariffs. What is that reaction? Why were they so confident? In a different world, in the Trump cosplay fantasy land, he would announce these things. You make a very fair point that there's a lot of questions about the underlying authority. But he would announce something, and then folks would run away and cower. That's the story he sold to his voters, for sure. Yeah. Explain to us how the actual mechanism of the threatened tariff and what they could do in return left them in such a strong position against President Trump.
Well, the main thing to understand is that there is no such thing as a U.S. manufacturing sector. We've had NAFTA, we've had a free trade area for almost 30 years now, and we have deeply integrated manufacturing. If you ask, where was a car, if you buy an American car, where was the car actually made? And the answer is, well, that's complicated. Pieces of it were made in all three countries. Components may have crossed the border 7 or 8 times, which means that even just the U.S. imposing tariffs is imposing a lot of costs on our own industry. And if Canada and Mexico respond in kind, then they're further raising the costs. It hurts them, but it also hurts us. We're kind of in a situation where we're all in a position to inflict a lot of damage because this is, not our we've become mutually dependent, and unlike U.S. politicians who run and hide under the table when Trump says a nasty word, Mexican and Canadian politicians have to answer to their voters, and they're real countries with real pride and real want to stand up. What was interesting was this was the classic: a bully runs away at the first sign of a real confrontation.
All really fair. You look at the election that I mentioned, and I think you and I and others we could debate for hours which thing really drove what in the election. And I think there's a tendency, I won't speak for you, you're a Nobel-winning economist, so you obviously use real metrics, Professor. But over here in politics and newsland, people seize on one thing, they tend to be over-explaining or over-determining. So with all that caveat said, Donald Trump and people around him claim that Biden didn't handle the economy well enough, and that they benefited from concern about prices and inflation. I want to play a little bit of that because, again, from what you're teaching us tonight, it sounds like the exact opposite thing you would do if you wanted to help people with grocery prices. Take a look at Donald Trump.
And I went on groceries. It's a very simple word, groceries. Like almost, who uses the word? I started using the word, the groceries.
A vote for Trump means your groceries will be cheaper.
It'll also bring your grocery bill way down. I have more complaints on groceries.
Groceries, that word groceries, Professor. What does his plan, which he claims would still kick in a month potentially, would it raise, leave the same, or lower grocery prices here in America?
If take a look at the labels on the fruit and vegetables in your supermarket, an awful lot of them are coming from Mexico. Some are coming from Canada. You put a tax on what is basically a sales tax on groceries from our neighboring countries. You think they're going to get cheaper? I mean, that's crazy. And it never made any sense at all. And he's never had any hint of a plan to bring grocery prices down. Basically, he sort of admitted that you can't, that there's really no way to do that. And why would you, and so to the extent that at least voters were unhappy about grocery prices, and we can go on and on about, didn't wage growth at least match that, but never mind. The point is that this is a plan to definitely worsen the one thing that voters most consistently complained about.
So do you expect any actual binding short, medium, or long-term tariffs to be instituted by President Trump, or what we're witnessing today, this blinking, is sort of going to become the norm for him?
I have no idea. I mean, we're trying to understand a particular man's mind, and not one of the minds I particularly want to understand that well. But he's on the one hand, he's going to be getting a lot of taunts about how you back down, and that might make him decide to go for it a month from now. Or he may have learned his lesson that he can't actually bully other countries that easily. Could go either way. What I think is important to understand is that this is not a case of no harm, no foul. The mere fact that we came within an inch of having a massive trade war, which was definitely illegal. We have a binding agreement on trade with Canada and Mexico. It's not something where the president of the United States can say, well, I don't feel like honoring that agreement. Or if he does, he's basically saying that the United States is not a trustworthy partner. An agreement with the United States is not worth the paper it's printed on. So, and this is going to have a long-term effect on our credibility. Businesses are going to plan for the possibility of future tariffs, even if they didn't happen this month. So that's going to raise costs. This is all, and then, I have to say, although I'm really glad that he backed down, that itself doesn't help our credibility either. I mean, the United States is in a measurably weaker position on the world stage than it was a week ago.
Yeah, well, and you put it starkly, which is why we wanted to, it's a big story, we wanted to get some understanding of it, and you're our economic expert. Before I let you go, you left after a long time with the New York Times. We noted that on air. You write your newsletter now, and you've sort of written in there, for those who are interested in the circumstances of your departure, Do you feel that the New York Times and other media, quite frankly, are taking up the right approach and being sort of without fear or favor able to cover this administration, which has threatened journalists, which is, as we've covered, going after the rule of law in various ways? Is there any thoughts you want to share about that at your former employer, the Times, or how the journalistic community should approach this right now?
I mean, the conventional news media are invaluable. So, I depend upon the reporting from my old employer. I depend upon the reporting from other news organizations. But there's definitely sane washing that goes on. Definitely an unwillingness to just flatly report and we have crazy stuff that was true during the campaigns, even more so now. And it really, if all you do is read the papers, that you don't get all of that. So this is why, I'm happy to be now free to, have a fairly substantial subscription base already, and to be able to talk about this stuff without trying to sound moderate and sensible, because these are not moderate and sensible times.
And to be clear, I don't want to put any words in your mouth as a journalist. You mentioned sane washing, or the sort of approach of giving excessive or not entirely factual credence to something for empirical or rhetorical reasons. Are you concerned that that's happening in print outlets? Are you concerned that's happening at the New York Times?
Oh, I think yes. I mean, I'm sorry. I don't want to trash my employer. Do not drop your subscription to the New York Times. It's an essential news source. But you definitely, mostly it takes the form of a sort of flattening, that everything becomes, you don't get the full sense. I mean, you just don't. I mean, if you read about Elon Musk's attack on USAID, the critical aid agency, did you read that he called it evil, that he said all of the staff are left-wing Marxists who hate America? I think you probably may not have seen that, or if it was downplayed, it was in paragraph 19. And that's what I don't think the media are adequately conveying about what's happening now.